helps you play faster when you're not streaming, I found. My play definitely got much quicker once I started streaming. I almost F6'd through my turn. I'm like so flustered here. Like, why am I like, ugh. Ugh. Just practice more. I wonder if this many people are going to be on Blood Moon decks. That would actually be kind of bad. And for that, well, you can beat Blood Moon. It would just mean that I'd have to change my deck around to be a little different. We're playing Magic? Oh, I mean, of course. Although, I mean, I've been playing Magic for like 3 hours. Pyromancer? Yep. You got the touch. Well, there's Scapeshift. It's a pretty good draw. Are people playing Tron and Jund all over the place? People are playing the shit out of Jund? Or actually, so Jund is weird. There's not a lot of people playing Jund overall. However, I feel as though you'll run into chunks of it. Like, a good example would be, in leagues, I've never played against Jund more than one time. But if you went to a GP in paper, I feel like a lot of people would be on Jund. I think whether you're on Magic Online or not, a lot of people are playing Tron. Specifically on Magic Online, though, people play Tron a lot on here. Like, Tron is a very, very popular deck. Yeah, Venturing Ancestral does sound fucking good, dude. Because it doesn't come off Suspend till next turn. If we Teferi in their end phase, I don't think they can do anything except for counter Teferi. Actually, that says Venser. I confused Venser and Teferi because Teferi's in my hand. I just want someone to say Teferi Ancestral. Because it does work, actually. Work in a good way. If you could make your color, that would be great. All I need from you. Remand, alright. Sure thing. Why the fuck are they fetching? I have to shock here, unfortunately. Nope. Got him! And now they don't get to Ancestral. That's game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should the life prompt come up if you can't actually bring it in untapped, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is lethal, right? Should be. They're at 17, so, like... Pretty sure they're dead Aroni in the Reno Jackson. Yes. Yes. Nice. Scapeshift. I don't think the opponent was tapped out. Were they not? Well, there's not necessarily a reason to show your opponent all your Valakuts. Because think about it like this. If you're playing Scapeshift, right, why would you specifically show your opponent a card that they're not sure? Because, like, traditionally the deck runs 2. I'm running 3. So just getting Shocklands makes more sense. Because they're dead no matter what. They can't do anything, so... There's no specific reason to, like, overextend there or show them more than you need to. Yeah, with Teferi, it's as safe as can be. We're playing against blue-red control. So I figured, you know, you land the Teferi, GG. Don't worry, we had a plan. It did work conveniently. Because Teferi makes it so that they can't counter your stuff. So we go for the Teferi at the end of the turn, or in their... We went for it in their upkeep, because that way they couldn't get the Ancestrals. They also tap down all their mana, and then we get a safe Scapeshift on the next turn. Who recommended Teferi yesterday? It was a genius recommendation, by the way. I'm a big fan of your Teferi recommendation. Like, whoever I think it was Stackzilla who recommended Splendid Reclamation, which was genius, by the way. But I don't remember who recommended Teferi. Belongs in this deck. I like that you also get to play Teferi, because Teferi is like old swag. Old modern swag. Oh, you didn't recommend Splendid Reclamation? Who the fuck was that then? Oh yeah, you did recommend Crucible Snake. I don't know who recommended Splendid Reclamation then. That's super weird. I'm kind of just lost now. Don't Blood Moon me. I mean, they're probably going to spreading seas, I would imagine, here. Opt? Pirate Opt? All this talk of black sails and pirates? Pirate Butte? The Butte Killer? If you know what anime that is. If you know that anime, great anime, right? Throwing something into a counterspell seems like the wrong choice. Op number 2. You got it. I was gonna tell you what anime I'm watching. I haven't watched the end yet. It's really fucking weird. I'll definitely talk about it once I finish it, though. But I think it's one of the best animes I've seen on Funimation. But it's really weird. And story-wise. Very unique. I was impressed by it and its story. Like, I think the story is just so brilliant for that anime, dude. Like, I just don't know how someone came up with all that shit on their own. I guess technically it was... You know what? I don't want to give away any hints, because, like, I really don't want anybody to ruin it for me. I've been trying to find anime to watch. I'm an old head. Just can't get into the new stuff. I'm kind of the same way, actually. I much prefer the older anime, although there are some new animes I like. Like, my favorite's Yu Yu Hakusho. But I've been getting lucky in finding like a couple cool ones, like MMO Junkie I was a big fan of. Snapcaster Mage for Opt. I was thinking about going for Vendilion click at the end of my opponent's turn kind of thing. Or keeping up Cryptic Command for Blood Moon. I've actually not seen Berserk. I do need to see Berserk. I've watched like Ranma 1/2, which is a classic. I watched that like when it came out though. Or was I even alive? Did it come out in the 80s? I watched it in the 90s, is what I'm trying to say. Full Metal Alchemist I've seen. And what are my favorites? I don't have a lot in like the highest tier of like animes that like I truly, truly loved. I think Defrag was really funny. But I know a lot of people know about Defrag. I got that recommendation from the interwebs. Cowboy Bebop obviously is like 10 out of 10. Like I liked Outlaw Star a lot. Sure. Oh, fucking Gundam Wing. If you want to talk about the real shit. I was like a Gundam Wing fanatic. For show and tell, this is super embarrassing. I think it was first grade. I brought in the Gundam models. I think you're supposed to paint them. I was so, like, as a kid, I was just, like, didn't know. So I had these, like, super opaque colored Gundams that I was like, oh, there's a show and tell. I, like, brought them in a plastic bag. I haven't remembered that till right now, which is kind of crazy. God, that was so fucking long ago, dude. Show and tell Gundams. Nerd from day one. Dude, Outlaw Star, right? That anime was incredible. Outlaw Star was so fucking good. Hunter x Hunter I've been meaning to watch because they say the maker of Yu Yu Hakusho made it, and I think Yu Yu Hakusho is #1. That's my favorite anime. I would rewatch it again. I think the story is great. The characters are great. It just hit home for me. I even like cried in the first couple episodes because, like, I remember that friendship thing, the bittersweet thing. It's in the beginning of Yu Yu Hakusho. It got me, all right. I shed a couple tears. I'm a human being. Update. Blob Chips Blob is a human being. Got 2 Gundam models from Japan on my vacation. Fuck it. Gundam models are awesome. The Gundam is just awesome in general. Blood Moon? Pyromancer? I'll reman that. Strongman also. You know what's weird? I probably didn't cry from the age of 16 until I was like 23. Isn't that weird? Like, I had like a bad breakup when I think I was 16 or 17, and I didn't cry until I was in like... I think it was when I was either 23 or... Yeah, I think it was 23. And it was during something that wasn't even that sad. In a movie I had already seen before. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho has a weird ending. I like the ending, but like the 3rd season is a little out of it almost doesn't make sense in the show because it's nothing like the rest of the show, but I think the other 3 seasons do make sense. Young P? Yeah, sure. Same now. I cry all the time. Black Panther tears. Yeah, like now I can cry whenever. I'm just like not really ashamed of it. But like for like a solid 6 years I was like, I'm too manly. Men don't cry. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, it was a solid like 6 years, dude. Like an embarrassing amount of time of not crying. I don't know what it was either. I just didn't. Maybe it really was that, what people call toxic masculinity. Oh, they're dead. Right? This time we actually get to Steve into a fucking W. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're dead. To be the safest of pandas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 mounds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I skipped one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count a lot with Scapeshift because this is the deck where if you make a mistake, you fucking lose. I feel like a 5-year-old counting to fucking 6 every time, but yes! How did we win that? I punted game 1 so badly, and then game 2 and game 3 we actually walked away with a W. At least I'm getting better. It looks